Okay, there is obviously more to forming than I've shown you here, but for the rest of these, I'm going to encourage you to play around, try it out. The only other one that may be useful to you, we're not going to use it that much in the course, but there's a wraparound option. If you write a sentence in Excel, there's a couple different things you can do to get it to fit in one thing, so to make sure that it doesn't get cut off. One way, as I've shown you already, is making the columns bigger, but another way is using this option. This is a wrap text option. So you notice when I click this, the column, the row itself becomes wider because it's wrapping the text around. So if you prefer to have more bigger rows, I recommend you use this wrap around option. Again, you can always make the row itself bigger, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the thing will wrap around, right? If I make this bigger, but I don't have it wrap around, it still doesn't come together. So those are some other formatting things. Again, we won't use it in this class, but it is something that you can use when you are doing stuff in Excel. All right, so we've gone over how to organize. So putting each category of information about something into columns and each something into a row. In this case, it's fruit stands, all of that good stuff. The last thing I want to talk about is formulas. So when it comes to Excel, something that it's really good at is calculating things. So the first level of this is formulas. We're going to talk about functions next week. But formulas are used to do basic math in Excel. And what's useful about formulas is you can actually use cell references to create these, which makes your formulas dynamic. That means that you can just write a formula once, and then if you need to change things, you can just change the things in the cells rather than change things around. This is really good with something like a budget, right? If you wanted to calculate how much money you've spent this month, you can just change how much money you've spent, and then the formula or the function stays the same. The thing with formulas is they always start with an equal sign. And then you can use these different symbols for doing the math. Plus for addition, minus for subtraction, little star for multiplication, slash for division, up for exponents. My one tip for you is look at the formula bar. If the cell you're using is a formula, you'll see it up there, even if it looks like a number on the sheet. So let's see an example of this. I'm going to put one more person in our fruit stand. They're buying pineapples because I like pineapples, but they spent a lot of money. Let's say $19. So let's say that I want to know how much fruit I sold by the end of the week. If I want to, I can do something like this. Down here at the bottom of my column, I'm going to write equals, and then I'm going to go ahead and click C3 plus C4. Obviously, we know this is 9 because we've passed elementary school math. But if you hit enter, you can see that it just looks like 9. Great, cool. What if I'm like, oh, Mike didn't buy 4 oranges, he actually bought 40 oranges. Watch what happens to my number down here at the bottom. What happened? I'm going to change it back to 4, watch it again, and then back to 40. So you can see the power of using formulas is that it can change as your stuff is changing, right? So you don't have to go in and redo the math each time. That's what Excel does. You just need to change what the actual number is, right? So again, this is something that's really helpful for a budget, but we'll do more with this later on. So we can do different things, like if we wanted to do multiplication, do C4 times C3. It's really whatever you want to be. But again, you can see what is a regular number versus what is a formula up here. This is how I tell whether you actually used a formula or not. It's a fun fact. So we use formulas to do basic math in Excel. We always start with an equal sign, and then you can click to use the cell references. And then when you want to have it to work, you just hit enter, and then it'll go. If you ever want to edit it, you can go in here. Maybe I didn't want C4, maybe I actually wanted C5, and then you can you can go ahead and delete, add, click somewhere else, change it, like all that. All right, cool. So what we've learned today is we've gone over how to organize in Excel. We've talked a little bit about the different formatting that can happen, and we've talked a little bit about formulas. Before we wrap up, I want to talk about what in general, let's take a step back and think, what in general is Excel good for? Now that we've seen a little bit of what Excel can do, what is it good for? If we were in class, I would have you brainstorm some situations. You can do this now if you would like. But some that I came up with are keeping track of a budget, making a list of movies to watch. I have a lot of these Excel spreadsheets. Making a record of when assignments are due. So if you have like a tab for each class, then you make a list of the assignment, what you have to do, what type of thing it is. Creating a fitness log, Excel would be great for that. But in general, Excel is really used to do three different things. It's used to organize, analyze, visualize. Today we really focused on the organization, which is basically just putting information in rows and columns. This is something that you can do in other formats, like in Word, we can organize with a table if we really wanted to. But Excel is really good when the amount of information goes into the hundreds or thousands of things. That would make a Word document really unwieldy, but it works really great for Excel. Analyzing and visualizing, we'll talk more about next week when we talk about functions. But generally, Excel is used to do some math, write some formulas, all of that stuff it's really good at. All right. If I've told you in the announcements or in some weekly overview to do the weekly check-in, you can find that in the spot where I put these. I'll show you how to do that in another video or during class if I would like you to. And I do encourage you to take some time and play around with Excel. Click on different icons, see what they do. You can always have a test sheet and you can't break it. You can always Google too. There's a lot of great documentation about what exactly everything in Excel does. The assignment for this week is going to be 413. What I'm going to have you do is create a spreadsheet. So you'll make a spreadsheet on your own that gives details about a collection. It could be a real collection or it could be a made-up collection. I've had students in the past, I had someone do a really great one on Pokemon cards. Some people have done some stuff on gemstones. Some people have followed in my lead, done like books, movies, games, all those different things. But basically, I'm looking for you to show me your Excel skills in these three areas: organizing, formatting, and doing formulas. There'll be a walkthrough posted. More information about that will be in the class, and when it's due will also be in the class. All right. I hope this video today helped you learn how to identify when Excel should be used, inputting and formatting data in Excel, and using Excel to compute basic equations. Take a moment, think, if I were in class with Ms. Johnson, would I be on a 5? Would I be on a 3? Would I be on a 1? If you're more on a 1, maybe look back at the readings, review these slides, maybe watch this video one more time. All right. I'm excited for when I get to see you all again. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.